Beyond these are sort of
around the wall,
okay.
and then the
And I'm the director of the Polish mission here at Orchard Lake Schools. And you know, some of you already know I love talk and I love to be up front of the camera. However, I will keep this very, very short. First of all, thank you so much for coming here. You know, I'm 37 years old and I come to this country in 2000. When I come to the United States, my one only objective was to represent Polish in such a way that you all can understand what our heritage, our culture, and who we are. I start my work with Mr. Farhat, is here, from Pan Lake Country Club, that I jump in to the very high level of operation in the United States, and I learn from Mr. Farhat how to be on the top. Another person who would like to introduce here and recognize here is a coach, Rick Forzano. Coach Rick Forzano taught me the values that no matter what happened, always have to be myself, have to be friendly, and never ever hurt anybody. And I try to do that, and I think I'm good with it. Thank you very much. I don't want to speak about Auschwitz. Agnieszka will do that. I want to speak about all this project. JJ will mention a few things about it. However, I want to tell you how this whole thing came about. I met with Mike Smith from Walter Luther Library a long time ago when I started here, and I figured out that I need some scholar to show me and how to operate, especially on the cultural level in the United States. And Mike was first who gave me this credit and started working with me. From this point, we start traveling back and forth to Poland, and one of those sites was Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum. And then we start cooperating with Piotr Szywiński, which is director of Auschwitz, and Piotr come along and accept our invitation and come to Wayne State and to Orchard Lake. And from this point, I said, okay, we have three main brands recognizable in the United States and around the world. One of them is John Paul II. We all know Holy Father. Second was President Lech Wałęsa. We all know President Lech Wałęsa. And third was Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum. And we all know what that means and the symbol of this museum. For this reason, we start working with Piotr Szywiński. Piotr visited us, we create some sort of idea of cooperation, and then Piotr came out with the super idea with Agnieszka Sieradzka from Auschwitz to create museum, the exhibit who will travel around the United States. And that's how that came about. Now, we have some sort of issue because exhibit like that cost a lot of money. For this reason, I want to thank you to Robert Rusiecki, our consul from Chicago, who helped us tremendously and who support us from the day one, and also a few other consulates from New York and from California when this exhibit will travel later on this year. Then I just come back from Poland, returned from Poland. There was a lot of questions to press and even here in the United States, and the most important question was that, what that means to me. Well, I don't know, to be honest with you, because I'm in this country only, 10, 11 years. I work with Lech Wałęsa personally. He was here. We have a pleasure with Mike Smith be in his delegation of the Nobel Peace Prize laureate summit in Chicago. We brought Lech Wałęsa to this campus. We sit down together with His Holiness Dalai Lama. We have dinner with President Bill Clinton. I was on a breakfast with President Obama. I worked directly with President George W. Bush, with Senator McCain, number of different high-profile people in the United States. And now, Piotr Cywiński and Auschwitz State Museum decide to give us, as a Polish mission, opportunity to open this exhibit right here in Michigan, right here at Orchard Lake. And based on that, I try to answer what that means to me. I still don't know. It means to me that we do well and we represent Poland well enough to hire government officials from different countries, give us this credit and let us do it. And that's basically what I want to tell you, that my main thing is to represent Poland here in the United States. And believe me, I just come back from Poland. Poland is ready for all of you. Poland is on a high level. Poland is one of the most prestigious country right now in the world and in the European Union. But at the same time, I bring my Michigan flavor back to Poland, and I promote us back there. And at this point, you know, to put like a dot, I wanna ask Hi Safran, who is a friend of mine from the early days here, who worked directly with our Congressman Gary Peters, to read something for you what we just got today, and is personally delivered to us directly from Washington, D.C.
Thank you, my friend. Dzień dobry, good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Hi Safran, and I'm here on behalf of our Congressman, United States Representative Gary Peters. And I send regards from him on this very, very special occasion. Marcin, we all know Marcin has these incredible connections worldwide. Marcin has been able to reach out to the Obama administration, and earlier today, a representative came to meet with him and handed him a letter signed by the Vice President of the United States, and I'd like to read a brief message from the Vice President. It's dated today, August 16th, 2012, to the Orchard Lake Polish Mission. Dear friends, it is a privilege to recognize the Polish Mission, as you promote Holocaust awareness and honor events of the past through the Forbidden Art exhibit. I am certain that this exhibition will be a successful and memorable event. One of the defining aspects of humanity is to remember and to keep a living history of the events and memories that shape our lives. By sharing original artwork of Auschwitz inmates, we honor those who have come before us and the lessons they continue to teach with the passage of time. Again, congratulations on the exhibition. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Joe Biden, Vice President of the United States of America.
Saying that, I would like to mention one thing. Orchard Lake is welcome all of you, all the time, every time. We are right in the heart of Oakland County, and we try to create something different, something very different and unusual for all of you, that I would like to all invite you here. Just give us a call between me, JJ, and everybody who will work for Orchard Lake. We are always welcome and open. Now, I would like to ask JJ Przewoźniak, who is my assistant, and also he was the project coordinator. He was making the phone calls, he was making the difficult conversation all along about this project. Thank you very much, JJ.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming, and I've got a lot to say to you, but there's you can't really put it into too many words. We've all gathered here to kind of witness a new page in our history. The Forbidden Art exhibit, as you folks will find out, is a very, very intense and personal experience with the past that allows all of us to feel history on a new and intimate level. Through that, we gain unprecedented and impassioned awareness of the unspeakable horrors that occurred at Auschwitz and also across Europe. Now, in our modern day, that is so extremely vital. As Marcin mentioned, the exhibition is absolutely fantastic, and when you see the pieces, you're hearing an authentic voice from the past.
Welcome everyone. My name is Agnieszka Sierecka. I'm art historian and I'm working in collections department in the Auschwitz Museum. Someone would be surprised that art existed in a place like Auschwitz, in a place of crematories. But art was especially needed there, behind the barbed wire, because the art could save a rest of a human dignity. The art was a hope for better future. The art was escape from brutal reality of the camp to another better world. The art was a kind of a movement of resistance, spiritual resistance. The art, and the first of all, the art could survive prisoners' health and life. But we have to remember at the same time that to create art in the camp meant risking torture, punishment, squad, arrest, and even death. And however, the art existed there almost from the beginning. Forbidden Art, the exhibition presenting 20 photographs of very unique artworks created by prisoners in the German Nazi concentration camps during the war. The camp art created in the center of a horror inside Auschwitz and other concentration camps is a unique record depicting the life in the camp, the brutal reality of the camp, but also expressing feelings and emotions which are not impossible to reconstruct today.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy as the gallery director here at the beautiful Galeria to have you all here this beautiful summer evening. We're very blessed with some nice weather. I think the clouds must have passed a little earlier for us. I just wanted to say a couple of things about the actual art that we have showing tonight here for you. It's such a special exhibit, as you've heard already. Of course, the Forbidden Art is our key exhibit here, and all of the work that you see on those pylons, all those photographs done by prisoners in Auschwitz, those were all done under duress. They were all done while they were in prison, when they were forbidden to do just that, to create art. But they had this human need to create and to tell a story, and so they prevailed. As a supplemental exhibit that we have along with our Forbidden Art is a very fine collection of 8 watercolors and 4 pen and ink drawings by an artist by the name of Jan Komsky. And Jan Komsky is a survivor of not only Auschwitz, but 4 other death camps as well. He has a little different experience, I think, behind him than some of the artists whose work you see on those platforms today. Jan was a schooled artist. He graduated from the Academy of Fine Arts in Krakow. And he was already a professional when he was brought as a prisoner to Auschwitz. What he brought with him was this incredible skill and his memory. His artwork was not created while in camp. His work was done by memory. He had these images carved in his soul. And he was able to produce these beautiful, just very moving pieces of art because it was such a part of him. And I think what we want to learn from an art historical perspective about what you see in the whole Galeria today is that the strength of the human spirit prevails, and that we all as human beings, as people, have a need to create art so that we can tell our story. And I think that's the most important thing we can take away with us tonight. And
this occasion in the life of the Polish mission, in the life of Galeria, indeed in the life of Polonia here in Michigan and in the United States. I don't know if any of you saw Channel 7 News last night, but they were here yesterday and they did a report on this exhibit. Well, just this afternoon, our CFO, Marty Vuch, and I, somehow a phone call was directed into his office. He's not sure how, and there was a man crying on the other end of the phone from Sterling Heights. And he was asking when he could come to the exhibit. And Marty told him, well, it opens officially tomorrow. Tonight is the invitation-only opening. He said, I want to bring my father because my father is a survivor of Auschwitz. So this is really having an impact on people. Phone calls came today from Auschwitz survivors in Canada asking when they could come to see the exhibit. So it is indeed a very important event that we're all involved in. And you know, I guess the key word is we need to remember, because we need to keep the memory of these atrocities alive so that, please God, they never ever happen again. Unfortunately, human nature being what it is, as we get further and further from the events, we tend to forget. We do that with 9/11, we do that with something like Auschwitz, and we can't. We can never forget. We always have to remember, because our memory is what helps keep alive what has happened, and keep alive and pays honor and respect to those who so tragically lost their lives in these horrific events that took place in Auschwitz and in other death camps throughout Europe. So once again, thank you very much for your presence, and I wish that you spread the word to all your friends and neighbors that this exhibit is here until September 1st. So please, let's have a full house every day coming to see the exhibit. Thank you.
Father Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, before, as Marcin said, he wanted me to invite you to the exhibit. But first of all, I'd like to thank you for invitation to Orchard Lake. This is my first time in Orchard Lake, and I will use as much time as I can to see the buildings, see the campus, see the surroundings, and I will only try to learn what the feel of the place is really. We are gathered here to participate in opening and opening of forbidden art exhibits, and we also can discuss a few other subjects. I would like to specifically emphasize what Marcin was saying in the beginning. I admire his enthusiasm in promoting Poland, promoting Polishness in the United States. We happen to do things in parallel. In Chicago, we are at the moment we are promoting another exhibit, Righteous Among the Nations, which is dedicated to the people of southern Poland who saved Jews during the Second World War, during the Holocaust. It strikes me that no one knows the specifics of the history. No one knows that the Poles, among all other nations in Europe, in Germany-occupied Europe, were punished by death because of helping Jews. And not only the people who have been caught were punished by death, but also their immediate families and strangers who happened to be at the same house. And in Poland it was really different because no Polish authorities collaborated with Germany during the Second World War, and this was normal situations in other European countries under German occupation. Righteous Among the Nations is the title awarded by Yad Vashem Institute in Israel. And among 20,000 people who received this award, 1/3, the largest count in all the nation, is Poles. This is also not well known in America. So this is why I admire Marcin's efforts to promote knowledge about Poland, to promote Polish culture, to promote Polishness among millions of other ambassadors of Poland, millions of Polonia, it seems that we can do better. There are still things to do in America. So we need people like Martin, and we need people who want to say openly and invite people, invite strangers to learn what the Polish culture means and what the Polish history was. So this is very good opportunity. This gathering was a very nice opportunity to get another feel of Poland, get another feel of Polish history, to admire artwork of the prisoners of Auschwitz-Birkenau death camp. For me, it was strange to realize that in those difficult, tragic, impossible to imagine the times that were just horrible. People tried to escape from the atrocities, creating art, thinking and believing that freedom still exists and that there is a bright future ahead. So this is why this exhibit is so important. So I'll be very happy to participate with you in opening and then seeing the panels. Thank you so much.
Ten art prezentuje 20 fotografii wybranych prac artystycznych, rzadko pokazywanych publiczności, bardzo unikatowych, wykonywanych przez więźniów obozów koncentracyjnych. Sztuka obozowa jest nadal bardzo mało znana, a jest tym ważniejsza, że dzięki niej możemy zobaczyć świat więźnia, tak? Jego oczami, to co on widział, to co on czuł, ponieważ te rysunki, które wykonywali więźniowie w obozie, są takim wykonywanym na gorąco raportem, tak? Raportażem, zastępują zdjęcie. Nie wolno było wykonywać na terenie obozu żadnych fotografii, nie wolno było ujawniać prawdy o Auschwitz, więc tego typu działalność była bardzo niebezpieczna. Pomimo tego więźniowie się na to decydowali i powstawały tego typu prace.
Jak te prace przetrwały? Gdzie Państwo znaleźliście te prace?
To była bardzo niebezpieczna działalność, więc więźniowie, którzy wykonywali tego typu sztukę, musieli albo bardzo głęboko ukryć te rysunki i tak czasem się stało, tak również się działo, zakopywali w fundamentach budynków, gdzieś głęboko pod ziemią, ukrywano między belami baraku lub natychmiast szmuglowano, przemycano te prace na zewnątrz, korzystając z pomocy robotników cywilnych, mieszkańców Oświęcimia i okolic, wykorzystując pewne kontakty ze światem zewnętrznym. I w większości zachowały się właśnie te prace, które zostały wyniesione z obozu w różny, zawsze niebezpieczny sposób.
Ilu z artystów prezentowanych dzisiaj na wystawie udało się przeżyć Auschwitz, obóz w Oświęcimiu?
To jest dość duży procent więźniów, których
prace dzisiaj oglądamy, tak?
możemy oglądać, tak. Sztuka była również dla więźniów szansą na przeżycie obozu. Za wykonany portret czy kartkę okolicznościową dla SS-mana czy więźnia funkcyjnego więzień mógł otrzymać dodatkową porcję zupy, lepszą pracę pod dachem, prawda? I to dawało szansę na przeżycie obozu.
Dziękujemy bardzo. I Pani jest odpowiedzialna za techniczną stronę wystawy. Na czym Pani praca polegała, proszę nam powiedzieć?
Moja praca głównie polegała na tym, żeby bezpiecznie zapakować wystawę w Muzeum Auschwitz, zorganizować transport odpowiedni, wysłać tutaj, następnie tutaj wszystkie procedury celne, dostarczyć na miejsce, tutaj wszystko rozładować z pomocą oczywiście podłączyć, żeby to wszystko świeciło i żeby to wszystko
Wszystko
grało.
jest w porządku, tak?
Wszystko jest
Żadna
najlepsze.
praca nie została uszkodzona w czasie
Nie,
pracy.
nie, oczywiście, że nie. Wszystko w jak najlepszym porządku było zachowane, wszystko przyszło tak jak należy, wszystko świeci i wszystko działa, więc jesteśmy w pełni szczęśliwe z koleżanką.
Dziękujemy bardzo Paniom za rozmowę.